Hi, this is Multi-Topic Talk. Today I bring you deck profile Naruto CCG number 3. With number 3, we have another aggro deck. This is a very similar deck. It's a similar deck in comparison with the first one I did. So this one is Earth Animals with a bit of fire and lightning splashed into it. But the main idea is you have Earth, you draw, you have firepower bonus, and it's really strong in the early stage of the game. So this is aggro, and I hope you guys and girls will enjoy. I will also show my collection, not the entire collection, but the cards in my collection that I use for the deck. So here I will show all the card we will use on that deck. There's a lot of card I already showed in deck profile number 1, but hey, it's a new deck. Let's just show them again. I did include Jiraiya Sage mode in that reinforcement deck. So that's it for the card we use in this other animal variant deck. The first mission we cover is the mission I will showcase there. Formation. Because you play a lot of permanent card, you do like this one. Either it's for negating jutsu or to give damage to ninja opposing user. And if you're lucky enough, you can actually remove ninjas you fight. Or, yeah, that's what you can do. And this is why it's good, because there's a lot of permanent in this deck. If you do not have permanent in play, this mission is also a good end cost for your Earth missions. Just like the other animal deck I did, we got a super slap there, 3 copies of this one. You can basically take out of the battle one of your opponent ninja with equal or less power than your user. So this is quite a good card. You do want to play that. I think it's a Earth staple. Really good card. So here we run 2 deflection. The true reason is I don't think Mud Wave is that amazing in that specific deck. Yes, you have more user than the other variant I did, but here's the thing. This deck wants to win fast, so deflection is a good protection. And maybe you can take out one of the 2 deflection to play 1 Mud Wave, but I think deflection is a really good card. Basically protects one of your ninjas, and you always like protection. When you play aggro like that, you don't want to lose during the exchange of jutsu. So here, this is where the first change happens when placed side by side with the other Animal Rush deck I did. Supersized, it basically gives you extra power to all of your ninjas. It also increases their entrance cost, which is kind of bad, because since it says entrance cost, it means both battlefield and end. So it's a double-edged sword. And the worst in that card is it can remain longer than 2 turns. So, yeah, it's a double-edged sword, but in aggro, any power buff you can get, you will take it, even if it can cost you the game. So, the next one is Lunchbox. Lunchbox is a really, really good mission. It's a mission I used in the other variant of the animal aggro deck. Here, just like the other one, I run this mission 3 times because it gives you draw power and extra power on your battlefield. Long-awaited reinforcement. So, in this variant of the deck, I only run 2 of these instead of 3 because I don't need that much fire in this deck. This deck is centered around earth and lightning. There's a bit of fire splash in it, but not that many missions. So, yeah, it's basically a tutor. You search for a ninja and make sure this is the ninja you will play during your turn 2. It's really good. Yeah. Student and Sensei. This time around, in this deck, I run 3 of these because you draw and you don't really care about giving battle reward. This is aggro. Usually you'd like to beat your opponent fast and early in the game. I also think there's the power of feud somewhere, at some point. Speaking of the devil, power of feud 2 times. Just like the other deck, it's one of your win condition. And yeah, it's really a good card when you play aggro and you want to win lots of battle reward really early in the game. The next one, Fukasaku. The main reason why you want to play this, first of all, it's an animal, and second, it can search for his wife, and third, you want to squad into Jiraiya Sage mode. So you need Fukasaku, Shima, and Jiraiya to play that card. And Sage mode Jiraiya is somewhat of an endgame move. When you're about to win, you just pull them and you draw cards and you win. So the next one is Shima. She actually has more reason to be played. She has more reason than Fukasaku because she can make you search for Fukasaku. She can heal one of your in-play lightning ninja. You don't have that many, but hey, you have Pakun and you have Jiraiya. So you can heal these two. You also have Inkfish, so you can also heal Inkfish. Now, the other reason is the colors. She also has a fire symbol, so this means she can be end cost for your mission, long-awaited reinforcement. She can be end cost for your ninjas like, I don't know, Kakashi. Yeah, she is a good card overall. And she's also animal. So in this deck we play 2 different Kakashi. We play this one. This one is a win condition. This one is played 1 copy a deck. The first reason why we only play him once, it's because of the rogue list. The rogue list limit that card to 1 copy per deck. Now, the other reason why I only run 1 is his colors. He is fire only. and you don't have that many fire cards. You got Tiger, Shima, long-awaited reinforcement, Jiraiya childhood. These are like your top 4 fire card. So it will be really hard for you to play this card, but if you can play it, it can give you the game. And worst case scenario, well, you will just charge it for, I don't know, playing a jutsu, because most of your jutsu have colorless in their cost. Now, the second one is this one. Fire and Lightning. This one is a bit easier to play because he has 2 colors. And he has high synergy with your early game rush, because you can add extra ninjas into the battlefield from your end with his effect. So more rush, it's more aggressive. I could also say maybe take out the other one to play 2 of this one, because this one has a bit higher synergy with your rest of the deck. But here's the thing, man. I like so much this card, and this card is just very good. And if you're able to play it, it's a win condition. The only deck that can really F you over if you have this Kakashi is maybe like a Genjutsu deck, which is a very popular deck, but outside of the Genjutsu deck, nobody has Genjutsu ninjas. So he will just attack for free battle rewards. And if he get to die, guess what? Enter it, he will give his effect text to another of your ninja. And you have oil. So this means if you switch to your oil, only Toad decks will be able to block your Jiraiya. Or you can also switch to Fang, which is kind of funny. Gamma! We play 2 of that one because of the color he gives and because he's another animal. And you like animal when you play aggro like that. Next up, Inkfish! Amazing card. Extra put in play if you have enough chakra. And it also gives you an extra card to your end. You basically draw. It's a 2/2 ninja, so it has support, and in aggro you need a few cards to give support. So it's quite a good card. I like it a lot. I think it's a lightning staple. Really strong card. Next card, Ina. Now, Ina is a good staple for every single deck because it can discard and play missions and client you don't like. So this is really good. And on top of that, it's any mission you can discard. So if you have Super Sized and you want to play Power of Youth, you can actually discard your Super Sized. So the backlash from Super Sized is gone. It will be sad because your Super Sized won't give you that extra power you need, but at least you will be able to send as many ninja as you will want to send. Yeah, Ina is also a good card to just put in play if you want, because in aggro decks you got a lot of ninjas, so this Ina will have a lot of firepower. So next up, Pakun. So in this deck I decided to add Pakun. Now it's weird, this one is not considered to be an animal, so sadly it doesn't buff Tiger. Now the two reasons why I run 2 of that one in this deck are both of his effects. Teams cannot perform mental power battle, so this means one of my numbers weakness for that deck is now gone. There's no more mental power battle, so if I fight Earth with this deck and I got Pakun, I am happy. Now the second effect, your Kakashi attack gets -2 entrance cost. So Kakashi is turn 5. But if you got Pakun, he will basically become turn 3. And on top of that, if you got Power of Youth, your Kakashi respect the condition for Power of Youth. So this means it's broken. In this deck, it's broken. If you get to play both Pakun and Kakashi, you are in business. It's one of the strongest combo in this deck. So the next up is a very interesting combo. So Chino Barame. This one basically lets you spawn an insect when you put in play. So on turn 0, if you are the second player, you will be able to attack with 2 ninja instead of 1. Now granted that Shino is only 2-1, so this means you will end up being injured most likely. But if your opponent does not have a ninja in play and you get to attack, you have 2 battle reward on turn 0, which is crazy. And even there, outside of that detail, another great thing about that Shino, you got a free blocker with his insect. So even if you're more defensive because your opponent is stronger than you, you got a free blocker. And if you keep your free blocker alive, later on that free blocker will give you battle reward. So very strong Shino. But here's the thing, I only play him once because I play a second Shino. In that second Shino, I feel like he is a bit better. That second Shino is this one. So he has growth. So the dream end is you have both Shinos, but you get to play this Shino on turn 0. And on turn 1, if you're lucky enough, you can grow Shino. And what will happen? You will spawn a new insect when you grow. Yeah, and that new insect is non-unique, and it can actually use jutsus, so it's really strong. And on top of that, he has better stats. Instead of being 2-1, he is 2-2, so he's just like any of your fish. But if you keep the growth coin and you don't want to generate insect, you're basically a 3-3 on turn 1, which is really good. This Shino, I have 2 copies of him in this deck. In real life, I got 4 copies, but in this deck, I run 2 copies. So you will recognize that one from the other deck, Giant Chimera. Now in this deck, I run 2 of these because space, and because I want Centipede to be as strong as I can, and I want to generate these Chimera token. I run 3 of a giant Centipede, and this one, it's for the power it can get. Can be really crazy if you got 3 of them in your end. Like turn 2, you got 3 teams of 5-2. It's amazing. Next up, a giant chameleon. This one we only run 2 for a giant centipede effect. He's not that great, but that's a 0 drop. He is an animal, so he has synergy with tiger and centipede. Now, your strongest turn 0. Giant tiger. So the more animal you have in play, the stronger that tiger gets. It's your best turn 0. I only run 2 because I'm not quite sure if I have a third one in real life. Now, if you want to replace something because you just want to play the deck, you could replace one of the two chameleon for a third giant tiger. That could be amazing, because giant chameleon is not that great. It's just a support card that works well in the deck, but it's not that amazing. And giant tiger is basically one of your win condition. That's why if I could play 3, if I was sure I had 3 copy, I would run 3 copy. So this is the deck list. 3 formation, because formation is a great jutsu as we covered. 3 expansion jutsu super slap. 2 deflection because protection. 2 supersized because extra firepower. 3 lunchbox because draw power and extra firepower. Long awaited reinforcement because colors, and because you want to find the right card. It's kind of good, right? Power refute win condition. I only run 2 because you can shoot yourself in the foot. If you got ninjas that have a too high entrance cost, that mission is really bad. Student and Sensei. Draw power turn 1, always appreciated. Fukasaku, Shima, and Jiraiya. All of these 3 want to reinforce for Jiraiya Sage mode. And Jiraiya Sage mode is just a cool shiny card. 10-5. Has a great effect, but in this deck, usually you want to win before Jiraiya Sage mode is out. So yeah, Jiraiya Childhood is also really good because he has both fire and lightning. Now you run 1 Kakashi that is fire lightning that can basically put in play one of your non-void ninja from your end. And that non-void ninja of 2 or less will basically die at the end of the turn, but you are aggro, you don't really care. All you want is free battle reward. Gamma, because it's both fire and lightning, and it's also very early in the game. It's also an animal. Inkfish, because draw power. Ina, because you want to delete some mission. Like sometimes supersized can shoot you in the foot. So if it's the case, you can kill your own supersized. Or if your opponent runs some stuff like art-to-art communication and you don't want that, you can kill it. If your opponent play comparative strength, you can kill it. Ina is really resourceful. And if you don't end up discarding Ina, you can basically put him in play and have a big tank if you have enough ninjas. So it's really good. It's a staple, I think. Pakun, because you want Kakashi to enter the battlefield earlier in the game. You also want to stop your opponent from using mental power battle. Shino, because you make in sequence free blockers or free attackers depending on what you need. Giant Chimera, because free blockers in Rinnegan, and this will add power to the Centipede. Chameleon, because you want Centipede to get big fast. Giant Tiger is a win con, and the more animals you got in play, the stronger he gets. Kakashi Atake. This one is a win condition. He's limited to 1 following the ROG list. So yeah, amazing Kakashi. Can give you some free wins there. I hope everyone enjoyed. So yeah, lots of deck profile in mind. I have around 200 decks. Right now we got 2 similar decks and 1 very different, and the next one will be also different. So with that being said, I hope everyone enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Have a great day.